What is up, you guys? It's a new week. So you know what that means. We're back with another episode. Now, this episode is a little differently. I know usually I'm breaking down like a specific game, a specific player, whatever, right? But this week is a little different because I am going to be answering some questions that I got from like my TikTok live and other things that I've seen kind of on my page to kind of answer. So maybe this will encourage some of you to leave questions in the comments. And then maybe once or twice throughout the month, we'll have this type of episode where I'm just answering questions. So let's get into the episode. This comes from Famous Amos. Who you got for the NFC Championship? Now, personally, in the NFC Championship, you have the 49ers and the Lions. The Lions have to travel to the 49ers. I have the Lions actually winning that game. I don't know why, but there's something in me that believes that maybe that the 49ers are underestimating how good the Lions really are. I think defensively, the Lions kind of find their rhythm at the right time. I think that they get timely stops for their team. Offensively, if Jared Goff is being the Jared Goff that we just saw play against the Buccaneers, then I think he's very well equipped. I like the Lions. I like their coach, but I like the 49ers too. Don't get me wrong. I love Coach Shanahan. I think he's an offensive genius. They have so many weapons defensively and offensively, but it's just something about the Lions that I think maybe it's more mentality. I don't know just yet. I'm not saying that the 49ers aren't mentally tough, but it's just something in me in the back of my mind that keeps saying that the Lions might really pull this off and end up finding themselves in the Super Bowl. Next question. This comes from Niner for Life with a ton of exclamation marks. Who you got going to the Super Bowl? Well, Niner for Life, I hate to say it because it's not going to be encouraging to your name. I actually have the Lions and the Ravens going to the Super Bowl. Now, I believe the Ravens are the best team in the NFL. That's just me. I think they're better than the Chiefs. That doesn't mean I'm counting out the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and all their Super Bowl experience and being in tough situations in the playoffs. I just think the Ravens are rolling. I think Lamar Jackson is kind of playing at a different level. So I have them going. And then out of the 49ers and Lions, like I said, I have the Lions winning that game because I think it's just something about them that might be something we haven't seen before or something that the 49ers are not expecting. So I'm going with the Lions, Ravens, Super Bowl. Do I think technically the NFL would probably prefer a Chiefs 49ers Super Bowl? Absolutely. I think that they would love that. I don't know if there's a world where they actually want the Lions in the Super Bowl, if we're being honest. But I do think for the Ravens, they're kind of like, okay, that's fine because it looks like Lamar's going to get his second MVP. But I know for a fact that the NFL probably most likely does not want the Lions in the Super Bowl. So, but for me, it's Lions-Ravens. Next question from Grant. Is CJ Stroud a favorite to win Offensive Rookie of the Year? Yes, he is the favorite. And I do think because he led the Texans to the playoffs in so many years that they haven't been there, that I do think that a lot of voters are going to pick him. Now, do I think Puka has a very good argument for him getting it as well? I mean, he breaks a record in offensive rookie receiving yards and all of these things. So, of course, I think it's going to be a really head-to-head match between CJ and Puka for Offensive Rookie of the Year. I won't be mad if they try to, share the award, say it's co-winners, because that's really hard to pick out of both of them. I think they both had amazing rookie seasons, like better than you could ask for, honestly. But maybe I would probably give it to CJ just because of the quarterback position being very difficult to do, especially as a rookie. And for them to kind of do the big turn that they did with him being a rookie, I think makes voters maybe look at him and say, he gets it. Avase, hopefully I'm saying this right. Is it safe to say Kyle Hamilton is a top 5 defensive player? Now, that is hard for me because overall defensive player, there's a lot of great defensive players. Do I believe Kyle Hamilton is top 5 safety in the NFL? Absolutely. This year he has made that jump completely to be in that conversation. His ability to come downhill, to tackle, to also be able to play in the scheme of whatever the coverage is, zone, man-to-man. I think that's the most impressive to me when he's in man-to-man coverage with really great receivers and is able to really hold his own. So Kyle Hamilton for sure this year is top 5 safety in the NFL. No doubt about it. Last question. This is from Buddy Love. You think LSU will be in better shape by time the tourney starts? So, yes, I actually do. It took me a while to figure it out if I felt like they would be because watching the South Carolina game that they lost had me more on the fence of like, man, I don't know if they're going to be ready in time. But then after kind of letting a day go by, you rewatch a few things, you really kind of look at the game in its totality, and you understand that like the problem for LSU right now is their defense. And I think they understand their weaknesses, which is defense. And they don't have a bench. They don't have really anyone else to put in there for some of their best players. So that limits them. I think the other thing is Haley Van Lith. Now, everyone's saying, well, hey, LSU needs a point guard. She can't be the true point guard. In some ways, I agree. Haley Van Lith is a scoring guard. It is her nature to score. It is against her nature what LSU is asking her to do, but obviously that is something that Kim Mulkey made very clear to her that she would need from her, which is, I really need you to run point. It's very hard because for Haley Van Lith, like I said, she's a score-first guard. But now she is really the quarterback. Like, I am here to really get all of you guys involved, and then I kind of got to think about scoring after if it looks like it's going nowhere. That is against her nature. Now, do I think that they will be fine? Yes, because Haley Van Lith to me is the type of player that you would want in March Madness, because at some point her instinct is going to kick in and say, man, I just got to go get a bucket. And it's going to be games in that tourney that they're going to look at her and say, we needed you. Like, you did what you needed to do. Right now, I think she's fighting a lot because she's unselfishly trying to be the point guard. Like, I'm trying to get MK involved. I'm trying to get Angel involved. I'm trying to get Flage. I'm trying to get Nisa Moore involved. I'm trying to get everyone involved, which leads to turnovers that you saw in the South Carolina game because you're starting to overthink everything. Then on top of that, she has to defend, the top guard on the other team. You're asking a lot of her, right? Which doesn't mean she can't do it. She can. But I do believe by the time the tournament starts, it's going to be a different level of flow for all of them, especially for Haley. So once she's like on her level of scoring again and being also able to get everybody involved, they kind of got to work on their defense. Obviously, I don't know if that could be fixed by the tournament, but I saw the glimpses of their defense against South Carolina that can be very good, especially when they're aggressive. So I think they'll be fine. I mean, they went to war with South Carolina, and yes, they lost, but for a lot of that game, it was theirs. I mean, if Angel Reese doesn't foul out, we might be talking about an entirely different outcome for them, right? So I think that they will be fine. There's no need to panic just yet for them. They have experience on their side. They still have, a good core group that was there for it. So I think it will be fine. At the end of the day, when it comes to March Madness, I think it's so much a team can do, but it comes down to the players. So if the players are locked in and ready to go out there and do what they have to do, it will be fine. I think that they have a lot of dogs on that team that I think when March Madness comes, it's all going to be instinct at that point. Hey, you guys, that's it for this week's episode. I told you it was all question-based. Thank you so much for the questions that I got on TikTok. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe on the channel. And again, I'm going to be doing more videos with answering questions. So please leave in the comments some questions you have. It could be NFL, WNBA, NBA, college, anything. And most likely I'll be doing another video of these. So we'll have more topics to discuss and more questions I can answer. So y'all can see how I feel about a few things instead of just one topic, right? So that's it for this week. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm always grateful when you come into the channel and take time out of your busy day, your important life, to sit and listen to me talk about sports. It is a blessing and an honor. I don't take it for granted whatsoever. So I hope y'all have a great week, and I will be seeing you next week.